Hi, my name is April Nicolas, and welcome to the three-part video series on how to create true happiness, health, and wealth from within by keeping it simple. We are on video number 3, and I'm so happy you're still here with me. You have come through so much in our summit video, on our first 2 videos here, and I'm so glad we're on our third one, and you are hopefully practicing the 3 techniques I showed you on video number 2. To recap, our survey shows what other millions of people are saying about their lives, and that we are overwhelmed with the feeling of fear and unfulfillment in most areas of our lives. And the tools that we have shared with you are 3 simple techniques that can be applied in your life today, which is your point A. In those 3 techniques being applied in your life, you can now create a point B scenario where you would like to be in your relationships, in your relationship with money, people, in your workplace, in the kind of job you want to have, in what your purpose is in life. It can be applied in your own relationship with yourself and how you take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. So feeling stuck and unfulfilled is no longer something you can't do something about. It is something that you can choose to do differently starting today. So in the third video, I'm here to go through the process of how you can tackle the excuses that we come up with in life, because we have it. I've had it. We create excuses, what we call the yeah, but I want to have a better relationship with a partner. Yeah, but I would like a job that fits my skills. Yeah, but I want to have money in the bank. I want to be able to spend money and also have savings and investments. Yeah, but so all these objections that you have within yourself is really just a story. Stories that we tell ourselves, and it keeps us locked into this box that we've created for ourselves that limits us from stretching and growing, and from really living the best version of ourselves in our day-to-day life. So remember that tomorrow was never promised. I don't know if I mentioned this in the prior video. Since tomorrow was never promised, our future is really created in the choices we make today. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present moment. And so when we have this yeah but excuse, they extend to days, weeks, months, then years go by. And I don't know about you, but my tolerance for pain was pretty high before. I put up with a lot of caca in my life. And so I would say that my dream life was something I could have stepped into, including how I'm supposed to step into the world and engage with humanity, which is what I'm doing now with you. This is part of this process for me. In diving into the best version of myself, I have to conquer within myself my yeah, but excuses, and be in integrity and stay in action and finish what I start. Do you know how many times I've tried to record this video? The first time was yesterday, and basically the format was not what it was supposed to be, so I had to redo it today. And today there's been so many takes because my daughter, who's 1 year old, had pulled the plug. The next one, the video wasn't playing. So there's so many things that will come up in our life that will challenge us to keep testing us if this is something where you want to go. So the key here is to not do things perfectly. We are not going to journey our life perfectly in our relationships, in our finances, in our work life, in our health. It's not, nothing is perfect, and nobody has their shit together, so to speak. We're all trying to figure this out as we go. Your journey where you are is perfect for you. When you make more, when you're with your partner, with your right partner, when you're with your right job, with the finances and all, there's still going to be things that's going to trigger you. What I am telling you is life is like the ocean. Your tide will be up and then it'll be down. We are here to celebrate our success when it's happening. And when the tide is low, that's the moment I choose to take to step back, observe, and um, reassess what's going on. If I'm still on track with my goals and the steps I'm taking towards them. Pretty much like anything else, within us is an antenna that lets us know if we're doing our best or if we're kind of just half-assing it. Okay, I have half-assed my own life for a very long time, but I do my best for other people so that I can help them. So today, what I'm doing is I'm doing my best for myself first and foremost, and then I can give to my children, my partner. But my connection with my higher self, with spirit, the universe, God, however, whatever you want to call it, is the first and foremost thing. I always say that my relationship with my higher power, my higher self, is first, and that allows me to care for myself in a way that I am able to think clearly, speak my truth, and act in accordance that will not jeopardize my integrity. Because of that, I'm able to have that trickle down to my relationship with my partner, my colleagues, my friends, my acquaintances, my clients, people I coach, with my relationship with money, with how I love myself, mind, body, and soul. When something is off, you'll know. So right now, only you will know if you're doing your best. And we are not asking you, I am not asking you to create big, giant leaps. I'm asking you to follow the guidance within you. So if it's relationship, no, is this the right relationship in your life right now? And if it's not, speak your truth for yourself first. Okay, because that is the most important relationship you have. You have to be able to tell yourself the truth before you can actually turn around and tell somebody else the truth. It has to be clear and concise. When you do that, when you're no longer, how do you say, covering it with roses, making it like better than what it seems, when you're no longer faking your life, you can step into creating what is real for you. Okay, so all the muck in your life has to be cleared up first. The baggage has to be gotten rid of. It has to be empty so that you create space for point B, the better version of your life in all areas of your life, whether you want to start from your health first or you want to do it all at once in small baby steps. But how you do anything is how you do everything. So when you apply those three tools, as we recap, um, having the awareness that this journey has been about you, it becomes very simple, and that you end up remembering that everything happening is for you. And so you get to answer those, yeah, but I can be here again tomorrow doing the same thing over and over, or I can take a shift and change a perception and take a chance on doing something differently, thinking differently, saying things differently, doing things differently, so that maybe in a week, a month, a year, I'm closer to where I want to be. Okay, so the second technique that we have talked about is pausing. Because you have paused and created a way to observe your life, you can know now what feels good for you and what doesn't. Does your excuses, your objections to having a better life, does that feel good? And you can plan it out, okay? So do a plan where you could take these shifts and steps in small increments, not in like overwhelming leaps. Some people take leaps like I did, leaving a marriage that no longer felt like it was adding value to my life. I felt like I was dying every minute I was in it. And it wasn't because of anything he was doing, it was because my tolerance for it was now next to null. So today in my life, because I applied the making it my personal journey, the pause, the observing my life, the taking leaps of faith by asking myself, what's the worst case scenario that can happen? I'm able to challenge my yeah, but excuses. Um, One of the things I did in this mentoring program that I'm in now is that I said, there's no money to afford this. There's, I can't afford to do something out of the budget. And you know what's funny? We find a way. If you really want something that important, you're going to make it happen. And so if it's not that important for you, you're going to find all the excuses in the world not to make it happen. But whatever choice you make, the universe, spirit, will always support that statement. It'll always be true for you at this very moment. Okay, so how you feel fulfilled is your truth. How you're feeling unfulfilled is your truth. Whatever it is, you will always find something to support it. So I'm just inviting you to take a chance in creating something slightly different than what you've been doing. I don't know how long you've been doing it for. I know for myself, I've been doing that thing for, okay, so I'm 44 now. I have been putting everybody else before me for the better half of my life. And it wasn't until the last 7 years, 10 years now that I've learned to love myself. And because of that, I am a better person inside and out for myself and those I care about. And the choices I make is that if it's good for me, mind, body, and soul, then it's going to be good for those I care about, for my children, for my partner. Like I said in the last videos, when you start to apply these tools, your life will change. And I tell that to those who journey with me because the proof is in the pudding. If you're willing to do the work and create the shifts needed, results will be there for you to see, for you to feel, for people to recognize, because you're no longer doing it for the world outside of you. You're doing it for you. To know within you, in your bones, that I'm showing up every day and doing my best and applying the tools that I know, and I know it's uncomfortable, but my excuse now is that it's going to be worth it because I'm worth it. It's no longer that I can't afford it, I don't have the time. I know people who are in relationships that no longer fulfills them, and their reason for staying is because they've been there a long time and they don't know how to do it without that person in it. But so then you have two miserable people who are not speaking their truth and they're supporting each other in their misery. Tell me what quality of life that is. Tell me that that's fulfilling. Tell me that that's worth saying, yeah, but I don't know how to take a leap of faith or take a chance, come out of the comfort zone and just say, you and I both deserve to be happy. So I want to challenge you to scan now differently the objections you have for yourself and the way that you are thinking, speaking, and doing your life. I want you to scan your excuses and let me know that you can stay there knowing better today, that you can actually make adjustments. Tell me that you can keep going, living half alive and barely surviving for the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. I mean, when all it takes is for you to say, I can do this, and then find the strength in you to just take one moment at a time to love yourself in small increments and have the patience to see it through. The follow through is being patient with yourself and waiting for that miracle. I tell people this: we give up too soon and settle for less than what we deserve because we're impatient and not seeing it through. And so we settle for just the so-so person. We settle for the so-so job. We settle for the so-so pay. In return, we end up spending, consuming our money as if it's going to fill the void that we're missing in our hearts and in our lives. And so my challenge for you today is to challenge your excuses, your yeah, but scenario, and your objections, and say, how much am I wrapped up in my story that I can't let it go? Because like I said, if you want it that bad, you can make it happen. But if you don't want it that bad, you're going to find all the excuses to support you in not creating any changes. So I hope this 3-part video series have really worked for you and that you've learned to apply them in small increments in your life and have seen changes. I want to hear from you, and I want to hear back in what you're doing and how you're doing. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.